Hey, it is Gary from 3Bug Media, and today we're going to talk about when you should think about hiring someone to handle the SEO for your business. Now, SEO is one of those things where most people understand what it is. Very few people actually understand how it works. And most small business owners have probably tried in the past to do it themselves, or they've engaged with the marketing company to do it for them, and maybe they've had mixed results, and now they're just not sure what to do. Should they try to do it themselves? Should they try to hire somebody? Should they spend the money? Should I just abandon SEO in general? That's usually when I meet most small business owners where they're at. They have no idea what to do. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of a clear idea if it's worth investing monetarily to hire somebody else to do the SEO for your business. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into what SEO is, but basically SEO is broken down into a couple different things. Broken into technical, links, content, plus time. So technical is how your website's structured, how fast it is, the metadata that the search engines read, kind of like the matrix. They're looking at a different set of data than actually users are. So that's the technical part. You have links pointing back to your website. So when another website links back to yours, it helps push your content in your website up higher in the search engine rankings. And lastly, you have content, where if you need content in order to be able to do any of this, because content is actually what's going to rank in the search engine results. And lastly, you need some time. Search engine isn't a quick play, which is why so many business owners are confounded by it, because they're investing a lot of money, they're not getting any results. And if you couple that with not really having an understanding of what it is, then it's very hard to invest in that for the long term. So I'm going to go over a couple points here, and hopefully, these will make sense to you when deciding, should I go out and hire somebody to do my SEO for me? So the first one is marketing budget, and that's probably the most important. If you don't have the money to spend on SEO, don't bother doing it, okay? You can hold off, learn how to do it yourself. There's definitely some things you can do on your own. You're not gonna get the same kind of results, but you can definitely start pushing the needle, if you work hard at it and you learn how to do SEO yourself. Because SEO is not a short-term marketing play. It's not like advertising where you're gonna pay for it and you're gonna see results right away. You're going to be making investments up front for ROI later on down the line, and that can take several months. So depending on your industry, depending on your location, how competitive your industry is, that can be a couple months, or that can be several months or even longer if you're in a very competitive industry and you're not putting up the kind of marketing budget that your competitors are. So there's a lot of key points at play there. But the main one is, if you're going to invest in SEO, don't say I'm going to invest in it for a month and then see how it goes. I'll save you time now. Don't waste your money. So only invest in SEO if you have several months to invest in without worrying about, am I going to get my money back each and every month? Because like I said, SEO is a long-term play. It's a very high ROI play, but it does take several months to start to take hold and start to see results with it. And the other thing is, don't drop all your eggs in one basket. Don't put your entire budget towards SEO at the expense of any other marketing that you're doing, especially if you're a new business. New business, SEO is very important. Make sure you're getting the fundamentals right and you're learning how to do it, because it's very important. But probably if you're starting out as a new business, advertising is probably where you're going to go, because you're going to get some quick wins. You're going to spend some money. You're going to get customers back. You're going to start making revenue, and that's how you're going to start to grow and build your business. Keep SEO in the forefront, but don't put all your money into SEO right off the bat, or else you're going to have nothing to show for the first few months of your business. Okay, so make sure you have the budget. Number two is understand how SEO works. And this is probably the biggest reason why businesses start doing SEO and then they stop, because they have no clue how it works. Okay, you shouldn't go hire, pay somebody $1,000 a month to do SEO for you when you have no idea what it is. Because when we talk about having a long time to get ROI, the first several months you may not be seeing any kind of tangible results, and if you have no idea how it works, you really don't understand what's going on, and the company that you hired isn't really explaining it to you, then it's easy to start to question why am I paying for this every month? I'm getting nothing back. I have no idea what's going on, and I quit. And that's what most small business owners do. They quit after a couple months and then they say SEO doesn't work. I'll tell you right now, it works really well. You're just not executing it properly. Okay, so make sure you understand the basics of how SEO works, and make sure you understand what metrics that you want to watch for your business. Okay, so have an understanding, whether you're doing it yourself or whether you're hiring somebody to do your SEO, make sure that you have some benchmarks, some metrics that you can look at every month to make sure that you're moving in the right direction and you're not just spinning your wheels. The next one is thinking long-term. So if you're a long-term thinker, you've been in business for a while and I'm going to be in business for the next 10, 20 years, and I really want to start laying a long-term foundation because I want to keep growing year after year, then SEO can be a great strategy for you because it plays very well for long-term thinkers, people that are planning ahead, because it can deliver a huge ROI, but the ROI is not up front. You're making investments now for later. It's kind of like real estate. You're spending money up front, hoping to cash out later on down the line. Okay, and that you're a patient person. You have that kind of patience. You're not going to close your doors at the end of the month if you don't get enough customers. You're doing okay now, but you really want to start thinking long term and start thinking 3, 4, 5 years down the road about how I'm going to start opening up this channel and start getting regular customers through my SEO. So if you think long term, that could be a great strategy for you. And also, if SEO is critical to you, and there's a couple ways it can be critical to you. Number one, if almost all your customers are online, which is for most businesses, especially if you're in service professional, if you're a service business, most people are online looking. They're looking at reviews, they're looking at your website, they're looking at content, they're looking at videos. They're all online. So if all your customers are online and you don't have any kind of online footprint, then SEO might be a very important channel for you to start to look at. Also, audiences that are searching for content. So people are searching for how-tos, they're trying to find answers. Maybe you have more of a technical industry, where people need to learn a lot before they make a purchase. Content is critical. SEO can be a gold mine for that. The whole basis of search engine optimization is, somebody asks a question, the search engines give an answer, matches content that answers that question. So if you're good at that, you can do very well at SEO if people are constantly searching for information for your type of business. And lastly, if that should be PPC is too expensive. Okay, and PPC is pay-per-click advertising. So if you find that advertising is way too expensive for you, SEO might be a good route to start to look at. And a lot of industries, especially if you're in like finance, legal, real estate, things like that, the costs for advertising can be very expensive and very prohibitive if you're not doing anything else to help bring down, that ROI. For you, then PPC and online advertising can be very expensive for you, and it may not be a viable channel by itself. So that may be a good way to start looking at SEO. I work with a lot of industries, especially doing like finance. We have a company we work with that does basement waterproofing. Average cost per click is over $20 per click, and sometimes you need a dozen or so clicks just to get a lead on there. So it can get very expensive very fast, and that's why looking at SEO and trying to build other channels that don't have that high cost but maybe take a little bit more time to develop are well worth the investment. So if you look at these, like I said, most important is budget. If you don't have the budget, then learn how to do it yourself. Start preparing, do what you can in the short term until you're ready and you have the budget to start hiring somebody, and make sure you have an understanding how SEO works before you engage with the marketing company, because if they're speaking Greek to you and you have no idea what they're talking about, I can almost guarantee you're not going to last very long, because you're going to be shelling out money every month and you're not going to be sure what kind of return you're getting for it. So make sure you understand what you're getting into. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can contact me at 3bugmedia.com, and thank you very much and good luck with your SEO.